gotta talk about Philadelphia Flyers number one defenseman Travis Sanheim. As I record this right now, the Philadelphia Flyers just beat the Minnesota Wild 6-2 in an absolute rout where the team all over the place, successful plays from Bobby Brink, from Cam Atkinson, Travis Konechny, Carter Hart, Owen Tippett, Joel Farabee. Every single player played well for the most part on this team. But the guy who stuck out the most once again was Travis Sanheim. There was some worry here in Philadelphia as he was potentially going to be traded. I said it in the offseason. It was the best trade they never made. Daniel Briere, Flyers general manager, said the exact same thing a few days ago. Not trading Travis Sanheim to the St. Louis Blues for Torrey Krug turned out to be one of the best decisions this team never had to make. And Travis Sanheim has arrived. I've talked about it on my podcast repeatedly, that being 22, 23, 24 is not old enough to be considered in your prime. Travis Sanheim is now 27 years old, and where he sits today in 7 games, he has 1 goal, 7 assists. He's a +2, working his way up the plus and minus chart, but he has played over 26 minutes a night in all situations for the Flyers. He looks bigger, stronger, faster than ever. And this isn't the same Travis Sanheim that had good seasons in the past. This is something new, something way above that. And quite frankly, it is early, right? It's only 7 games into this season. But you'd be crazy not to notice the progress that Travis Sanheim has made. He looks like an evolved player. I've always said that he's a player who lives and dies by his confidence, and his confidence is through the roof right now. Credit to John Tortorella for giving him the opportunity to be the number one defenseman, for not wavering in him, and even though maybe he didn't have the full vote of confidence from Tortorella in the previous season where he didn't play up to his normal ability. He didn't have a terrible year or anything like that, but he definitely played at, a marginal number 4, number 3 defenseman in the league. Really nothing like what you see today. He is everywhere on the ice. Right now the Flyers don't have a leader on the defense, but it's clear to say that is Travis Sanheim. He might not be wearing an A, but he is the leader of this defense. He was stuck out there at one point during the Minnesota Wild for 2.5 minutes, took about 60 seconds on the bench, and then went right back out there for a penalty kill where they were even trying to play. The Wild were even playing on his side, recognizing he could be gassed, and yet he played the entire penalty kill up against them, stopping the puck, even battling at the end of the penalty kill to get the puck out. The guy is on another level. Conditioning-wise, I've never seen him like this. The skating, and even Potts, a beautiful goal. At one point, he had one of the hardest shots in the NHL come in. That is a brand new side of Sanheim that the Philadelphia Flyer fans have not seen. Now, Sanheim was taken in the first round by Ron Hextall years ago when he started the rebuild. It's just a lesson to everybody that it really takes a lot longer to develop defensemen than people want to believe. There are exceptions to that rule, like Cale Makar, guys who come into the league and light the world on fire, but majority of these top defenders, they really don't hit their peak until their mid-20s. Sanheim is a little bit late here, and maybe he won't hold it the entire way, but as of right now, he only seems to be getting better. He is being relied upon in all situations, like I said before, relied upon to play in every type of situation that he can be thrown at. And it's not like the Flyers have a plethora of top defensemen for him to play with. Right now, he's playing with youngster Cam York, who is a very talented young defenseman, but also developing in his own right. He's only 22 years old. He's not close to where he's going to be. He still makes mistakes from time to time, but Travis Sanheim has been limiting it there. The Flyers have been playing very well as a team defensively, but Sanheim has been one of the pinnacle moments of that team defense. It has been done with strong defensive centers and Travis Sanheim really elevating his game. A team that hasn't even had Rasmus Ristolainen, who could have been his defensive partner to start this year. But at this point, Travis Sanheim has been switched to the right-hand side and has never looked back. And I don't think it's because Ivan Provorov is not on this team, a defenseman who has 6 assists in 7 games for the Columbus Blue Jackets, also progressing on his own right. I don't think it has anything to do with that. I think this all has to do with Travis. You know, sometimes players really need to grab the bull by the horns and take what they want. That is what athletes do. They are type A personalities. They need to compete and fight for every inch of the ice, and Sanheim wants the ice. He played over 27 and a half minutes against the Wild tonight, and he never even looked tired. It was absolutely fascinating. And look, we might be getting ahead of ourselves. Things might balance out for him, but this is another level that I've never seen. I tweeted earlier in the season where I thought he was playing well, but I thought he had another gear to hit. He has hit that next gear. And not just because of the goal and 2 assists tonight and a +2 rating, playing 27 minutes plus of ice time tonight without overtime. It's really just overall, game in, game out. He has yet to have a bad game, but now he had a great game and another great game the day before, and he's really just being relied upon to be the man. Now, it might be a little early to say this, but if he can continue doing what he's doing, he will be in the Norris candidate conversation. He has a long road ahead of him, but there's no craziness to seeing a guy who was taken number 17 overall in the draft, relatively high, years of up and down, of somewhat generally good play, but also some inconsistent play, to finally hit that next level. It took a potential trade to maybe scare him straight, but it looks like Travis has officially hit another level. If he can carry this Flyers defense into the playoffs this year, it will be without a doubt that he will be considered into the Norris candidate. Again, a long way to go. Let's not get too ahead of ourselves, but you have to be excited by this guy's performance. I had to come up and make a video about it because I can't stop thinking about the fact that I've been waiting for this guy to develop into what he is for years. He took a little bit longer to make it to the NHL. Not that crazy that it would take a little bit longer for him to break out in the NHL and hit another level. The guy's got speed, size, skill, and smarts. He has it all. It's what you would want to look for. And I bet the St. Louis Blues wish the Flyers made that trade because they would be riding high with that guy today. Travis Sanheim, you have arrived.